Here in the given question, we have n jobs and m workers, and the given three arrays called difficulty, profit, and the worker. So let's take the example one. So here the given three arrays called difficulty, profit, and worker. So here the question says uh, in the worker array, the zeroth worker, he here the worker is the capacity array. So the zeroth worker is 4. So he can do at most capacity is 4. So here uh, let's take an array. In that I am filling the difficulty and profit. So here the zeroth worker he can do at most capacity is 4. So the possible difficulties are 2 and 4. So in these 2 and 4, the maximum profit that he can get is 20. And take the first person. He can do at most capacities of 5, so that the possibilities for this person is same 2 and 5. Since in this there is no 5, there are 6, but we can take equals to or less than the capacity of the worker. So here same, the more profit that he can get is 20. Similarly, the second person, he can do at most capacity is 6. So the possible outcomes are these. So he can take the maximum profit is 30. So in this way, the profit it calculates as 20 for the 20 for the first person, and same 20 for the second person, and this 30 for the third person, and similarly third for the third person. So the final profit that he can get is 100. So, for this approach, we need to think in a way that we need to get more profit when we store that in a data structure. So, here we can use the data structure called priority queue, where we take the rule called sorting based on the profit. Okay, now let's write the code. So, first I'm declaring the priority queue, and then I take the input for the priority queue as an array, and the priority queue which it will sort based on the difficulty, and then I fill the priority queue with all the difficulties and their profits. Okay, now let's write the code. Okay, for shortcut we can take directly int m equals to difficulty dot length. Let's push all these values in the priority queue. Now what we need to do is we need to compare whether the worker's capacity, and then we need to take another priority queue. In that priority queue, we need to store like what are the possible capacities, what are the possible difficulties for that particular capacity. So let's declare another priority queue. I will call this as peak. Here we need to sort the workers array because the lowest capacity of the worker we can take the difficulty and profit into the priority queue. So here we need to sort the workers array. Now let's iterate the workers array. Here first we need to check whether the capacity of the worker is 4. So here we need to check what are the possible difficulties for this. So here we can check whether the first we need to so here now we need to add what are the possible difficulties to the priority queue. So first let's check the condition. Is the priority queue is empty or else not? And now we can check the condition whether the worker of I which is greater than or equals to what it is, okay, q, peak of these 0. If these condition possibles, we can add those particular int to our new priority queue called pq. So here we need to take a variable which is called as total profit. So let's take declare it as 0, and what I am checking is uh, if this priority queue is not empty, I will directly add it to my total profit. Here I am not deleting this element because for the next purpose even it might be used. So I'm not deleting those. So I'm just using the method called peak, which does not delete the element from the priority queue. So it adds total to my total priority, total profit. Then I return this total profit. So here first what I'm doing is first I'm taking the priority queue and then I'm adding this difficulty and profit into my priority queue. And this priority queue, I'm sorting it's based on the difficulty. And then I'm taking the new priority queue. So this new priority queue called as PQ, which takes all the possible values for this particular capacity. In that particular values, I'm taking the maximum profit value. Here now I'm iterating the workers for workers array and then I'm taking what are the possible values and then I'm adding it to my new priority queue. Then I'm checking whether the new priority queue is empty or else not. If it is not empty, I'm adding the total profit, this profit. I'm returning the total profit. Now let's check the code. Okay, I got an error. So here I'm not editing this video and you need to understand the errors. Okay, here is missing. And what is another error? Okay, I wrote the spelling wrong. Okay, here it is not a keyword and it is method, so we don't need to miss the parenthesis. Yeah, now let's try to submit. Yes.